Hello and welcome to part... Crap, what part is this? Part 10! That's the guy, that's the part of Let's Play Spider-Man Web of Shadows on the Nintendo DS. In the last part we defeated Venom, we destroyed some red portals. I'm not sure what portals they were or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, we destroyed those portals and yeah, now we're making our way through the Hive in the final area of the game. So yeah, pretty much every single room, you can see where the exclamation mark is, that's where we're heading, and spoiler alert, that's where the final boss is going to be. So yeah, we're trying to make our way through these rooms first, just because we have to. Yeah, there's not really much going on in these kind of parts. Pretty much every single room you go in to this point is going to be a room that's sealed, where you have to fight with the enemies. Which makes sense, and it's pretty fun to play. I kind of like it. Although, yeah, you gotta be careful here, guys, because these enemies aren't easy. You can easily get your ass kicked. So yeah, that's why I've come back here to grab the health that I remember seeing. And God, look at that dog. That is weird. That is one weird-looking dog. Let's get the hell out of here. So yeah, like I mentioned early on in the LP. One thing you're going to want to do is go, whenever you see a sealed door where you know you're going to have to defeat all the enemies, one thing you're going to pretty much want to do is just, as soon as you enter the room, ignore all the enemies and fight your way, or get your way to where the door is, and then just stay in that area. Now the reason why you want to do this is because, as you can see, this is a big room with kind of two sections. There's enemies on the right section of this room that you don't have to take out, they're there, and they're going to get in your way, but I don't think you actually have to take them out. So why create any extra room for yourself? Or why make yourself defeat any more enemies? Pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, if you just quickly get to the other side, you only have to fight the enemies near the door. And once they stop spawning, then the door will let you through. That's how these doors work, you see. And you want to be very careful, you can easily get your ass handed to you. As you can see, that's already happened. The main problem is that these enemies aren't they aren't super tough. They're just because of the numbers. They are decent enemies, and they are the hardest standard enemies in the game. So you're gonna want to be careful, especially off attacks like the uppercut attack and the little black fellas or black alien fellas that fire I don't know, energy balls. They really need a better name for those. Purple alien missiles, I guess, maybe? Energy missiles? That's a good name, energy missiles. I like that, I'm going to use that. So yeah, you want to try and get out of the way, and you don't want to stand still for too long, because there's the other enemy that will dig into the ground and then uppercut you from the ground. That can very easily mess you up. But yeah, as you can see, once I actually clear out the enemies and have no more around, it's not that bad. It's pretty cool. And yeah, you can tell when you finish because Spider-Man likes to deliver his one-liners. Which I think that was actually a reference to the comics, what he just said. I'm not just spectacular, I'm amazing. Because wasn't there the Amazing Spider-Man and the Spectacular Spider-Man? Weren't those two separate comic series? I know there was definitely the Amazing Spider-Man, but I'm not sure about the Spectacular. I think there was. I don't know, I never really read comics. Apart from Sonic the comic as well. You gotta read Sonic the comic. It's the only one I read as a kid. It was awesome. It's the best comic. So yeah, this is what this part is going to consist of, I'm afraid. If you don't want to just see me fighting enemies and stuff like that, then you can skip to the next part, but you want to stay here for the commentary and crap, I don't know. So yeah, while I have some time to talk, I've been kind of considering doing the other Spider-Man games, the Spider-Man DS games, just because I enjoyed this one. I do think this is a good game, and I would never LP a game that I think is bad, And I did enjoy doing it, and I still do. So, B, it's these are short games. This is the second to last part, so doing another Spider-Man LP wouldn't be too bad. I would probably easily get through it, and it wouldn't be too long, It wouldn't take up so much time, and I wouldn't have to dedicate a lot of time to it. And number 3, there's actually no LPs of Spider-Man DS games on YouTube at the moment currently. I think there's there's a walkthrough of this game. I think there's like an off-cam one for Spider-Man 3. Then I think there is actually a proper one for Shattered Dimensions, maybe? So yeah, that's kind of sad because these are actually really decent games. These are actually fun games to play. And the main problem they have is their length and that they're quite short. So, you know, I might consider it. I'm not going to do Ultimate Spider-Man if I am going to do another one, because I tried that game and I didn't enjoy it. I thought the controls were weird and I didn't really like using the touchscreen in combat. I didn't think that worked too well. Like, at the end of the day, this is like easily the best Spider-Man DS game. You may disagree with me, but the chances are the one I'll do is Spider-Man 3 maybe, depending on, you know, how much time I have and if I'm busy. So, because someone actually did comment, and if you're listening, I did like someone commented on the first video, can I do Spider-Man 3? And it's quite hard for an LP to actually take suggestions and do everything that gets suggested to them, but I'd like to do it. So yeah, you know, you gotta wait for that. It's gonna be pretty cool. Hopefully, anyway. Yeah, still defeating these enemies. This time we're in a corridor sort of thing. And yeah, that save point back there, just so you know, that is your last save point in the whole game, pretty much. So, what you're going to want to do, and what I actually did do, and I'm going to show doing, I should really stop saying the word doing, because I'm doing that a lot. So you want to defeat the enemies in this room, and the next room that we're going to be in, and then go back and save. Because if you don't have full life orbs or full health, you're going to need all 5 life orbs. That shouldn't be something I should have to say. And it also means if you save in that room, if you want, you can go back and find any other collectibles. Like maybe you have a hard time with the boss coming up, but you know, you can go back at it. You can go back from your save point. You can exit the Hive and look around. Like I said in the last part, I don't think there's any collectibles in the Hive. It doesn't appear to be. And I don't think you get a minimap for the Hive. I think it's just a separate final area thing, so don't expect to suddenly find more collectibles. If you don't think you have enough health going into the Hive, then go and find some more. You know, there's quite a lot of it. As you can see, I've still got like 3 or 4 possible health collectibles that I missed. You know, because I won't be upgrading again, I'm afraid. So yeah, they're all finally defeated. I didn't really go in that long corridor like that. I couldn't really stay near the door too well and have that be okay. And it's sort of it's the same. I'm just going to say a different word. It's the same for this room. It's quite a big room, so you're not going to be able to like avoid enemies. You know, every enemy in this room is going to try and attack you and kill you. And in case you're wondering, that door is the other side of the door that we saw before that we couldn't get through, and I said we would use later, but we're not going to quite use that just yet. You know, you need it, but you don't need to go back that way. And no, that door doesn't open once you defeat all these enemies. You have to defeat all these enemies and then defeat another special enemy that I'm not going to spoil for you, even though you should already know what it is. Yeah, the main problem with this room is the dogs. In the corridor you can kind of, like, if there's someone attacking you too much, you can just drop down that long corridor. I shouldn't really say corridor, what is it, like narrow upwards corridor? I don't know what the name for them it would be. But yeah, long upwards corridor. You can just get away. With this room though, you're going to get hit by the dogs. That's pretty much going to happen. Or the creepy boars. And see, look at that, look how big they jump. Another thing you're going to want to watch out, because this is a big open room, A, you're going to get hit by dogs jumping, because the dogs can just jump and leap in the air now, so just being in the air isn't really enough to kind of save you. And B, you have the black flying guys. They've now been upgraded, although I think the only real difference between the black version of these and the blue version is that probably a bit more health. I didn't notice any other differences apart from that. But yeah, they can also mess you up, because they probably won't punch you when you're in the air, but they can shoot the energy missiles at you. Yeah, that's right, energy missiles. I'm sticking to it. So yeah, we have the little aliens that shoot energy missiles, but your main problem is going to be the dogs. You may be unlucky with the spawning and have the dogs spawn in all at once, which I think I actually did. No, there's one there actually. Yeah, if you have all the dogs spawning at once, that's going to suck for you. But you shouldn't really die on this bit. Don't worry too much about using up life orbs. you're going to use one up anyway, at least one, and you're going to have to go back through the levels and look for more life orbs anyway, so don't worry about it. So yeah, here's the final version of the big fat guys. I never really came up with a name for them, but I think this is the first one we've seen, and I think it's the first and last one we've seen. And again, like the black flying ones, the only difference here is that it has more health. But a little tip is that you want to take out those gargoyle-like things before fighting this guy, because this guy is pretty much guaranteed to be the last thing to spawn. But, as I've already mentioned before, fighting one-on-one isn't that hard. You shouldn't have any problems fighting enemies one-on-one, apart from if it's a boss. So Spider-Man's going to say his one-liner now? Oh, where's the wit there? So yeah, we're going to go save, and in the next part will be the final part, where we will defeat the final boss and save the day. Okay, goodbye.